Hello, all. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Sam Wong. I have graduated with a finance degree. Part of the advantage of having this knowledge is to be able to analyze the fundamental of a company and make a better decision on investment. Before I get more details, I'm greatly appreciate if you can hit the subscribe button. Feel free to leave me a message and comments after the video and I will get back to you. 2020 has been a rough year for many corporations. So does bowling. Is this company a buy? Many of you have heard about this company, but let me tell you more about this operations and the price history. The Boeing Company is an aerospace firm. The company operates in four segments: commercial airplane (BCA), defense, space and security (BDS), global services (BGS), and Boeing Capital (BCC). The BCA segment develops, produces, and segments commercial jet aircraft and provides fleet support services and modification of manned and unmanned military aircraft and weapon systems for strike, surveillance, and mobility. BGS segment provides services to commercial and defense customers worldwide. BCC segment portfolio consists of equipment under operating lease, finance lease, notes, and other receivable asset held for sales. The key point for all these is Boeing is a comprehensive company making more than just airplanes. If you look at the graph, Boeing is very bullish in the first quarter of 2019. And the stock was at $440, if you can see the screen here. And from $440 at 218 level, dropped it to 330 at, and the 52-week high now was 549 before the pandemic, which is right here before the pandemic, and drop as low as $89, which is here. There's a couple of low points right there. November last year was a low point and it was around 150. Then it went back up. And then since then, the election result after the MEF and Mass 7037 passed the test and we would travel the skies trickling to start a rebounded to $200 level, which is somewhere around here. Which is here, 200, basically go higher than 200, and then recently dropped back, tip back a little, pull back after from a high of 230, and tip it back a little bit. So there are a number of things I like Boeing very well, and reasons to advocate the stock as buy. Number one, building aviation is a very specialized field and technology. It cannot be replaced easily. Especially Boeing has a track record of safety. Look at the big picture for 100 years. Boeing has 100 years building plane. And then if you look back, I mean, you did have accident, but if you know that, they always say airplane has way less accident than cars, right? And we will see how autonomous car will be, having when you really strike the road, in the mass and see how many accidents there, then you maybe a pretty good comparison at that point, right? So, but then you really the mass 37 and few other accidents, which is a tragic, but overall the percentage was very accurate, it's very safety, and because of that track record, I mean, it's not very easy for other company to build a plane. People don't necessarily feel comfortable, be on that. So it's very specialized. So this is the asset of a company. If you think about it, that's not on the financial statement. So I can tell you the financial statement looked terrible, but because of this very specialized skill, it actually worth some money and it's not, let's say, on the book. Fair amount of shares are owned by institutional investor, 50.06%. So if they're not worried about it, why you worry, right? Because at Boeing at one point, I mean, it was hitting $500 a few years ago, and then you just dropped it from that point, right? So you have been suffer for a few years, but hey, they are still owning the stock. So if for long term, I think it's actually a pretty good place to be now with pandemic is close to over. Jet Mass 3737 restarted, and airplane flying them and we're buying them from Boeing again. Price sales ratio is great, 1.88x, which is better than industry. EPS growth quarter over quarter will improve as well. Obviously, I mean, 2020 was again a very exceptional year, but if you compare overall bigger pictures, you're actually getting improvement on that. Revenue per employee is also better than the aero and defense industry stock. So if you compare the revenue per employee, the number is bigger. The company will be reporting earnings in January 27, although it's estimated to be reported at a loss, which because of the pandemic, a lot of fourth quarter, that airline also reporting a bigger loss than anticipated, right? It's projected to be much smaller than last year, same quarter, because if you compare it, actually smaller, but a little higher than third quarter of a loss, $39. However, the U.S. airline reflying and ordering MAX 737 did not price into this equation because I think they actually started in December and early December announcing that. So we'll see if that actually have some positive in the fourth quarter of last year with the earnings. Furthermore, stock market is looking ahead. Remember, stock market was 6 months ahead. So while there was already a boost of price about 170, if you will push it back to 220-ish, that's like $50 there, right? If you do the percentage, but there's still, tip it back now about $204. It probably can go there. There are a number of good news just 1 month alone. This month, January alone for Boeing. A few days ago, it is going to already approve. The MAX 737 can be flying in Canada and Europe. So that's good more, right? So last fourth quarter was just covering US. Now you have all over the world. This definitely is a plus. Then even Kramer in his show recommended Boeing is a buy in this month earlier in January. Boeing also lands another tanker deal with Air Force. An additional $2.1 billion contract was being awarded. It has recently been upgraded by Banner. There may be other defense and possible aerospace contract that Boeing may be getting when business resumes to normal and Biden's plan of sign the military before Trump, and it will still be infected possibly. So that because it will override, it was vetoed by the Senate, right? So it was really passed through, not necessarily. It's not from executive order. So and I know few company already awarded of that, which Boeing is part of it, but they may actually do more than the current amount, right? All being said, Boeing is a buy and annual target of $300 a share. I hope you like my video, and I hope you buy it at $200 today. You will make really good return in 50% in a year. Thank you very much.